Alrighty, we're going to look at the connections behind this outlet and see how well they did hooking this up. This was done by a contractor a few years ago. Okay, so we'll unscrew it from the wall here and see what we have. Alright, it doesn't look terribly bad, but... Oh, they don't have the copper under the screw head all the way there. One thing I like to do is have my screws closed with the terminals I'm not using, because they'll be out of your way, so you don't have to worry about the wire touching it or poking into it, or if it's a metal box. The insulation was caught a little bit under this one. The insulation was caught just a little bit under the screw head here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the wire off and re-strip it and to go start from the scratch here. I'll clip our wires off. That's our ground here. We'll clip our white. And now we'll clip our black wire. Okay, we'll take our wires off the screws here. Now this one, the loop was kind of small, so what didn't make as good of a contact as if I'm going to show you how I put them around the screw and make them really good. We'll take our black one off. That was kind of a small of a loop. And of course the ground wire I showed you before I took it off, it wasn't under the screw head all the way, so we'll go through and make all these connections a lot better here. Another thing the contractor did, see this paper here? They left some paper behind. So we'll pull that out of there like that. And Okay, now we'll restrip our wires. We'll clip off some of the rest of this debris here. There we go. Okay, so we'll take about an inch off of with our copper. We'll make our loop the direction our screw turns, and we will put it around the screw the direction our screw turns. Close our loop with our pliers like that. Make sure it's nice and tight and we have a nice solid connection. Okay, we'll bring it around this way. We'll get our ground wire on our green screw here. And they got some paint on it, so I'll just scrape it off here the best we can with a screwdriver here. Okay. Put our ground wire around our green screw. You always go the direction the screw turns. Make sure it's nice and tight and we have a good solid connection like that. Here in the country I was born in, we use 14 American wire gauge on 15 amps, 12 American wire gauge on 20 amps. The bare wire is the ground, the white is the neutral. The neutral goes on the silver colored screw, which is the wider slot. The ground wire goes on this green screw, which is the U-shaped. Now we're going to turn it around the way we're going to put our outlet into our box, and we'll close the screw that we're not going to be using. See, there was a nick in this wire here from before, and I don't know what happened there. That was from before, so we're going to strip behind that. We're going to take off about an inch here. The black is our live wire, and we're going to be putting it on our brass-colored screw. I'm going to just take a smidgen more off, so we take off about an inch. There we go. And again, we're going to make our loop the direction our screw turns. And we will put it up onto our brass-colored screw like this. Close our loop the direction the screw turns like that. Okay, so now we can tighten our screw. Our wire is back, We'll make sure our copper is under the screw head all the way around here. I'll pull forward, make sure it's nice and tight. So we have a nice connection like that. So this black wire goes on the brass colored screw, which is the narrow slot here. And now we can put our outlet into the box. We'll go, it's a nice deep box here. So we'll go back across the bottom and zigzag back and forth across the bottom with our ground and our black and white going up and down. Like that. And let's push it into our box like this. Our plaster ears are up over the sheetrock here nicely, so we don't have to worry about it being loose. Now I'm just going to look over here, make sure our ground wire is down and out of the way of everything. So that is how to properly wire an outlet here in the country I was born in. Peace. Thanks for watching. And I'll stick the cover back on. I'm just going to look with my flashlight and make sure everything is good. And everything looks good. This is a nice older cover plate. It looks like it's probably from the 1950s. It's kind of a neat cover plate, so we'll just stick it back on here.